was only an 80-mile-per-hour hurricane, so it really strengthened very quickly over the last 24 hours, and that is because of the very favorable conditions across the Atlantic. We have very warm ocean temperatures and very low amounts of wind shear. The globe are connected. Think of an atmosphere like a river, and everything's connected. So this year we had this El Nino develop across the central Pacific Ocean. Due to these projected storms, the Storm Prediction Center has issued a slight risk in this yellow area across much of eastern PA.
How have the temperatures looked this week, and how will they change this weekend?
So temperatures this week have been pretty cold, with highs only in the 30s and 40s, so pretty cold, especially what we've seen last week. So after a pretty cold and unsettled week, we might have our first dry weekend here in State College in quite a long time. Anyway, before we get that, I want to mention that we saw our first measurable snow here in State College on early Wednesday morning. Officially, 1/10 of an inch fell. This is the earliest measurable snow here in State College since the year of 2011, so it's been quite a while. If you were out and about Wednesday morning, you probably saw those flurries in the air. Anyway, starting back to our weekend forecast, Friday, we're going to be seeing mild and dry conditions with high pressure overboard, bringing in these pleasant conditions. Again, high pressures generally bring in these calm conditions with the sinking air, allowing for a pleasant end to the week to our area. By Saturday, we're going to see this high pressure system move off to the coast, but otherwise still bring light effects to our area, keeping us mostly dry and clear with a few clouds possible. We will have a system begin to develop across portions of Michigan, bring some rain showers there, but this system will be very weak and short-lived, so bring no impacts here to central PA. And then as we head into Sunday, we're going to see another high-pressure system develop to our south, bringing in even warmer conditions to our area. But the big picture here is that we're going to stay dry all 3 days throughout the weekend. So if you have any weekend plans, they will be good to go. And make sure to make those weekend outdoor plans, because it's been quite a while since we've had a fully dry weekend. Anyway, starting off with Friday, we're going to see a high temperature of 56 degrees with increasing clouds, but otherwise staying dry. Friday night, a low of 39 degrees. It's going to be dropping off pretty low in the overnight. Make sure to bring a jacket or hoodie if you're planning to go out, because it's going to drop off pretty quickly into the overnight hours. By Saturday, we're going to make it up to 57 degrees with pleasant conditions. We'll see a few clouds stick into the afternoon and evening hours, but otherwise a pretty pleasant afternoon. Saturday night, it's going to be dropping off pretty quickly again, with lows making down to 42 degrees. So again, bring those jackets if you're planning to go out Saturday evening and into the overnight hours. And by Sunday, it's going to be the warmest day of the weekend, with highs making it into the lower 60s with a few clouds possible in the afternoon hours. Anyway, the big key this weekend, do not forget the time change is coming up. We're going to be falling backwards. Remember, at 2 a.m. on Sunday, change those clocks back to 1 a.m. and we'll be getting additional hours. With temperatures decreasing, the amount of daylight dwindling, and the start of autumn just a few weeks away, it won't be much longer until the vibrant green trees turn into a spectacular fall foliage show. The exact timing of when the leaves begin to change colors in the fall is highly determined by the date on the calendar, as well as environmental influences such as weather conditions, plant food supplies, and the amount of daylight. So the main trigger that brings the changing of the colors is the decreasing daylight. Photosynthesis, the product of the sugars within the leaves, is highly dependent on the amount of light. Through this, there is a significant reduction of chlorophylls, and once these are lost, the true pigments of the leaves are shown. However, the extent and the vibrancy of the colors is directly related to the meteorological conditions. Extended periods of sunny, warm days, followed by cool yet not freezing nights, displays the best foliage colors. This is due to the abundance of sugar that is developed during the day within the leaves, and it is trapped in the narrowing leaf veins during the cool overnight hours. The high amounts of sugar and light that is formed in the leaves leads to the formation of vivid anthocyanin pigments, in which you see the red, purple, and crimson colors. For the golden oranges and vibrant yellows, these are produced by carotenoid pigments, which are ever present during the entire leaf's lifespan. Another environmental factor that plays an active role is the amount of precipitation and soil moisture. The seeds of a great foliage season are planted in the late spring and summer months, where constant rain systems and thunderstorms help to adequately moisten the soils in the local region. Any extended hot and dry patterns may delay or hinder the amount of color, especially during the mid to late summer months. If you love viewing the foliage from your yard for extended periods of time, you'd hope the pattern stays calm during and leading up during the peak of the season. Any intense fall storm systems that bring heavy rains, high winds, and even potential snow will lead to very high leaf drop rates, which will significantly shorten your season. Additionally, any overnight hard freezes, especially when temperatures drop below 20 degrees, will significantly drop leaves. As you may have noticed, the majority of the colors in the fall come from deciduous trees. However, there are also larger areas of coniferous forests, such as your local typical pine trees. So why do they hold their green colors during the cold winter months? At first, coniferous trees lack the same chemical compounds as leaves that allow for color changing processes. Additionally, during the colder season months, the conifers develop a waxy coating on their needles, which acts as a barrier from the colder temperatures. The stark contrast during peak foliage season between the dark green conifers with golden colors deciduous of trees makes for great viewing and photography opportunities. So with millions of leaves falling across the world every year, what happens to the leaves once they remain on the ground? As a part of the regular life cycle, the leaves decompose and restock the area's soils with nutrients and help protect the ground from erosion by acting as a rainfall barrier, which makes the autumn season a vital component in a forest biome. The majority of our estate in Pennsylvania, we will see peak colors by the month of October, but what time of the month really depends on where you're located. The northern areas in higher elevations will peak earlier versus the southeastern areas, which may not peak until late October and or early November. However, the exact weeks will be determined by the weather conditions over the next several weeks. If you're looking to get out and enjoy some great viewing areas in the state, I highly recommend the Allegheny National Forest, Memorial Lake State Park, Ohiopyle State Park, Pymatuming State Park, and the Loyal's Lock State Forest. Or you can quite literally go to any state park and have great viewing conditions. So it is now time to get enthusiastic, as one of the best Pennsylvania seasons is just a short corner away.
Good afternoon. I'm student meteorologist Dennis Khrulov here with your Friday evening CNET forecast. Taking a look at the Hub Robeson Center right now here in middle of Center County, we do have mostly cloudy conditions with temperatures making it into lower 60s this afternoon. So if you're a warm weather lover, get outdoors and soak in that warmth because it will not be lasting much longer. Again, 61 at this hour with a dew point of 46, making it feel a little bit muggy so it's not too dry. But we do have the high winds coming out of the west-southwest at 60 miles per hour, so it is a little bit breezy out there. If you took a stroll, you can really feel it. Taking a look at our almanac, so unofficially we made it to 61 this afternoon, so that is about 30 degrees, almost 30 degrees above average. Not in terms of hitting any record highs, as we see a record high of 67. And in terms of lows, we're about 20 degrees above average in terms of our lows, but we will also not be getting close to that record low either today, which will be negative 7 degrees Fahrenheit. Taking a look at your weather headlines over the next week. So we're going to see this brief spring visit, so we won't be seeing 60s in the forecast for a little bit while. We will have a settled weekend as we see our next low pressure system bringing in potential for rain and snow Saturday through Sunday. And then we'll remain above average next week, but it will not be particularly warm relatively wise. Taking a look at temperatures across the local area, generally mostly upper 50s to low 60s. If we take a look at the entire Commonwealth, we do have the cold front that's beginning to push through northwest PA, dropping temperatures down into the 30s and 40s. And we do have a cool spot in eastern PA where there's thick fog remaining around, not allowing for the surface to heat. But again, much of southwest to central PA, we're into the 50s and low 60s this afternoon. Taking a look at the radar and satellite, not much going on, just a few sprinkles, but we do have the thicker clouds beginning to move in west to east, so we'll see an increase of cloud cover after seeing a pretty sunny early afternoon. And not much is going on in terms of our Great Lakes and Mid-Atlantic region. We do have some snow that's affecting Maine, but otherwise not too much really going on right now.
Taking a look at your future radar, again, by this midnight hour, we're going to get down into the upper 30s, so the temperatures will be dropping off quick this evening. And then tomorrow, it's going to be generally a dry day, not as warm as today, but still almost 10 to 15 degrees above average, with temperatures making it to the mid 40s with mostly cloudy skies. Maybe a few peaks of sun will be possible. Our next rain system will move in late tomorrow evening with mostly moderate to a steady rain moving in. We do see some areas beginning to change over to a rain-snow mix that really takes full force by 3 a.m. on Sunday. Especially if you live along and north of I-80, you could see several inches of snow early Sunday morning, but here in State College, we'll be teetering on that rain-snow mix, so we might only get a slushy inch or so here in State College. And then as the system departs early Monday morning, we're going to see lake effect snow take over. Probably not much here in State College, but just generally dry Monday and Tuesday before our next system moves in on Wednesday, bringing the threat for more rain and snow showers. We could see another inch or so out of the system, so not too significant by any means. In terms of precipitation this weekend, this accounts for snow and rain combined, so around an inch or more of precipitation expected, but not too bad, because that's what will be happening mostly during the overnight hours. Taking a look at your 6 and 10 day temperature outlook by the Climate Prediction Center, just warmth likely expected across much of the United States. Here in PA, we're going to be mostly in the warmer colors, so not in the warmest contours, but we will still see temperatures above average in the 6 to 10 day temperature period, but not feeling too warm, just upper 30s to low 40s. So tonight we'll get down to 40 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. Winds out of the west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tomorrow, we'll make it up to 45 degrees with cloudy and cooler conditions with generally light winds. And then taking a look at your 7-day forecast, again, Saturday and Sunday, we're going to see the unsettled weather, especially on Sunday with a rain-snow mix, primarily during the morning and early afternoon hours, only making up to 39 degrees. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, temperatures are generally just staying, again, into the mid to upper 30s, with, again, unsettled weather on Wednesday and Friday, bringing a few threat for rain and snow showers. Anyway, that is your Friday evening CNET forecast. Have a great week and weekend ahead.